What's up, my Beardos and Weirdos? OneTopic here, and today we're diving into an interesting subject that I found. Haha, you thought it was me talking, but it was actually the real OneTopic. What's up, my Beardos and Weirdos? Here I am, perusing the website Twitter, when I realized Human One had actually tweeted out a very, very long link to a story about Neopets.
Why did it have to be?
Neopets. Now, for those who don't know, post the age of the 90s, which everyone wanted to have little virtual pets in their pockets, you could actually start having virtual pets on the computer called Neopets. It was web browser activated, so you could just go onto a website and then download a pet. And on there, you could have little virtualized pets on your website browser that you could play games with, games for, earn money for, and do all sorts of things. I played for about a month, and I don't remember much about it, but Human One was obsessed. So when she said that this was a very good story, I wanted to poke around and see what was up. And apparently, when the biggest gangster of Neopets tweets a story, you read it. Alright, let's get started. Every few years, I email Neopets support asking if they can help me log into my childhood account and, unsurprisingly, tiny team, millions of old accounts, I've never heard back. My childhood Neopets account recovery was on an email address I haven't had in decades, which was linked to my father's long-defunct AOL account. I also used some fake birthday to access the age-limited forums, which you have to provide, so I figured I was locked out for good. But today, when I was writing my biannual email to Neopets support, I was like, wait, I bet there's been a Neopets hack. They still use HTTP to log in, for heck's sake. Surely there's been a Neopets hack. And sure enough, there was a massive leak in 2013. Check that old email address against the requisite websites, and yep, included. It was a bad one. Passwords, emails, date of birth, IP address, all in plain text. Perfect. A 2013 leak of old Neopets accounts is not actually a particularly in-demand document, and it took hours of clicking around sketchy forums with my eyes half closed. But eventually, I found the download. 5 gigabytes of Neopets credentials. Found my account somewhere around the Nipdump 200 text. Had the fake date of birth and everything, and the incredibly insecure password. Went to log in, and obviously somebody had been there before me and changed my password because the hack has been online for 7 years, man. I mean, come on. But it reminded me of why I stopped playing Neopets in the first place, which is that Neopets took down my organized crime ring based on the exact same circumstance? Organized crime ring? Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you worked on Neopets in 2000 or so, the general conceit is that you make some pets. They come in some set of colors, and you can do lots of stuff with them, including paint them, which was like the #1 way to show off to the general community. As a preteen, pre-criminal, I made a tidy little Neopoints profit on adopting out painted pets, for slightly cheaper than a Neopets paintbrush would run you, which was very expensive. Honestly, a bit of a puppy farm situation, but we all make do. This was not official. Neopets had a pound where you could drop unwanted pets for adoption, so me and a party of 2 would go on AIM. They'd buy some overpriced item in my shop, then I'd put up the pet for adoption. They'd search his name at the exact moment, adopt it, done. The way I had painted pets at less than paintbrush prices was because of the lab ray, which was accessed via the world's longest treasure hunt. But once you assembled a map and got access to a button that basically did something random to one of your pets once a day. So my poor, sweet pets would get zapped until they turned an interesting color, then sold for profit. Then I'd make a new pet, which is free, then repeat. Eventually, this operation grew out of the scale one small child could provide after elementary school in the library. So I decided to start a guild. Guilds in Neopets are social. You've ranked roles, private forums, an HTML page that you can design yourself, fancy, etc. Mine was invite only. The conditions were thus. You shall be provided with a lab map. You shall actively be zapping a pet for the guild at all times. I will handle the adoption. I will pay you percentage of each adoption fee after the lab map is paid back. This goes on for a while. We grow in power. We are small but influential. We are well regarded. I am filthy rich. Eventually, though, my avarice grows. I am tired of simply managing others for a portion of profit. I need more accounts. At first, I asked my friends at school, "Are you still playing Neopets? Would you mind if I look over your account? I'll pay you." Then, I'd offer to babysit forum friends' accounts, as long as I could have an empty slot for my experiments. Finally, even this is not enough. I start going through the user search and find an account that hasn't logged in a year or 2. I go to log in. I type in their name. I posit the password. I type password. Nope. I type password. No. I type doggy. And I'm in. My friends, the rush I felt at 9 years old, staring at the friendly Neopets welcome screen, and 4 pets who were not mine. The adrenaline, the horror, the pride. I was careful. I sat on the account for a week, doing nothing, waiting to see if anyone would notice, tempting them to log back on, to tell me it was not abandoned. At first, I just fed the pets. It was practically charity. I played some of the once-a-day games and did well. Then I thought to myself, well, they'd notice if their account balance went up, wouldn't they? I quickly transferred the excess to myself. Then I transferred the rest to myself. Then I gave the account a lab map. Then I realized I would have to cross the unthinkable bridge. This account had 4 pets. The limit at the time. There wasn't an extra slot. For my scheme, I'd have to zap one of their pets. I want to say that I hesitated, but I was 9 years old and drunk on power, and I simply did it. The pet transformed from an Aisha to, I believe, a Buzz. I thought about how they would feel, returning to a totally different species. Would they think they had misremembered? Imagined it? I smiled. Over the course of 6 months, my guild transformed. We had a process. We had a hit list of accounts. We collated thousands of probable passwords. We made enemies, and we took them out. We grew exponentially. I turned 10. Oh my god. What a little criminal. This went on for some time, and I actually grew a bit bored of it all. Lonely at the top, plagued by text files of account names and passwords. My real-life friends no longer playing Neopets. I handed over day-to-day management of Painted Pets adoption to my second-in-command. Until 2002, when PayPal happened. Up until this point, I had not considered that Neopoints were good for anything other than virtual bragging rights. And god, I've been rich for so long that did it even matter anymore? But I was idly trolling the Neopets forums, bored and grown up at 11 when an offer. Someone offering to exchange Neopoints for, well, US dollars. It worked much the same way as our own scheme. We got on AIM, sell an overpriced item in the shop, send a PayPal transfer, shake hands. I was immediately fascinated. I floated it with the guild. They were horrified. We had a perfect racket. What was I thinking? I could have shut down for sure. I didn't care. I started flipping the guild over, redesigning our friendly Painted Pets adoption page to something much more sinister. But I misestimated how much power I still had. I'd been half absent for almost a year, and had given my second-in-command administrative powers, who had then promoted their own cronies. They kicked me out of my own guild! But it was too late. I had plenty of power of my own. I set up my first transfer using a personal shop, and it went flawlessly. Some small portion of all my accumulated Neopets empire turned into $10 USD in my unverified PayPal account. I was living. Within a few weeks, I'd repeated the transfer dozens of times with different Neopaints. I'd never seen so much money in my life. I didn't even know what to do with it. I had some grand vision of ordering a Game Boy Color on eBay with a Pokemon Yellow and Zelda. Dang, that would be cool. I should have stopped there. I could have gotten out, but I had a bone to pick with the backstabbing second-in-command. I had her login information. I set up a name date. I had them at the shop. I logged into her account, I made the deal, I left her with nothing. And that's when she took 2.5 years of internal conversations, forum posts, text documents, and AIM chats to Neopets support and got them to freeze every single account I had ever touched, including my PayPal account, which I had never successfully recovered, being 11. Oh no! Every account, that is, but one. It wasn't my main account, but I rather liked it. It had a good username. I played games on it. I had pets on it that were mine. And it's that account that I've emailed Neopets support about every couple of years, hoping maybe they've forgotten my crimes. And it's that account I found today in the 5 gigabytes of Neopets passwords, and, in some horrible final twist of justice, that account which had its password changed. The end. Dang. Well, gosh darn it, if that's not a blast from the past, eh? Oh, my Beardos and Weirdos, did you play Neopets? Did you start stealing and thieving things? The worst thing I saw online, I think, was when people were offering, oh yes, if you put in your email and password over here, we'll definitely log in and give you all the pets and points possible. But no, we never fell for that. And I only played for like a month, so who knows? Human One, you played Neopets, right?
Oh yeah, I did.
What was your favorite part?
The games.
The minigames?
The mini games, yeah.
Alright, my Beardos and Weirdos. This was just a weird story that cropped up that Human One said was really interesting and I wanted to bring to your attention, so I hope you liked it. Follow the dude on Twitter, I guess. He deserves it after having a heck of a story like that. Alright, we'll see you in the next one, where we take it one story at a time, I guess? Roll that outro! Oh, there it goes! Oh! Oh, goodbye, ship! You were a great ship! Goodbye. Someone clip this, please. Goodbye, ship. Oh, there it goes. Down into the depths of the sea. Ah, what a lovely ship it was. And now it's, thinking even more. Thinking the flag is still waving, though, through the water. It's poking up over there. Is that a mermaid or something? Yeah, it's a mermaid. I don't know why that's poking up.